We hope that y'all came out to have a good time as we talk about none other than these video games. We just making sure everything is sounding right. So K-Bomb, if you over there, let me know if we sounding right. If you hearing yourself, let me see.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the sound to kick in.
All right. Because if I gotta, just let me know.
All right, I sound a little low. I heard it. It's a little low for my voice.
Okay, you sound low.
Turn me up a little bit. Yeah, you might turn me up a little bit.
I got you all the way up. Yeah, I'm sounding cool.
Yeah. You good.
Alright, so if you were in the chat room, let us know if we sound good. Put a 1 in the live chat room. And if we don't, put a 2. And then we gonna get this thing going. We are here. We are ready to go. I got everything fixed. Everything is right like I want it. Everything is doing good. So we ready to go.
Sound turns all the way up, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. It's good there.
All right, well, let's go. All right. It's about to get live. We keep it pretty level, no surprise. Come and listen to the topics busted. Yeah, check out our discussion. Keith Norris and D2K. K-Bump 20 on the MIC. Jet Eye Night all the way in Germany. Leveled head, you know who that boy be. But they say, live and level, live and level. We on that MIC. Live and level, live and level. We just talking them games. Live and level, live and level. Take a seat and listen up, man. Live and level, live and level. What's up? It's your boy Levelhead back in the building, back on these internets with my partner K-Bump 20. What's up, bro?
Yo, what it do?
We are here. So anyway, if you are in the chat room, let us know if you can hear us. Let us know how we sound. We are happy to be back. We're trying to stay on track, and we're trying to keep these podcasts popping off like always. But what's been good in your world, Mr. Bum?
Man, I've been doing pretty good, man. Just getting ready for this family vacation, ready to kick my shoes off and go lay on the beach somewhere, and let the sand get in between my toes, man. I'm doing good, man. Just getting ready and doing some work. Well, I'm not doing work around the house. Let's change that. I'm paying people to do work around the house. Just getting some. I'm not that dude. I'm
done with you, man. I am done.
I'm not that dude.
I am, because I'm painting the bedroom right now, tired as I don't know what.
Nah, bro.
I can't pay nobody to do it. I got to do it myself.
I can't. I'm not a manual labor type of person. I knew I was.
How does dude play football? Be a desk. How does dude play football and then say he's not a manual labor type person, man?
Hey, working out and working are two different things, brother.
Man,
I knew that wasn't gonna work. No, we doing a little something around the house, man. Getting it nice and fly, man.
You ain't doing nothing around the house. You watching something?
I am. I'm supervising.
So what you getting done? What y'all getting done?
Man. No, we had our floors. Our floors got done a while ago, and they kind of messed up our baseboards, and so we had to go and get our baseboards redone. So got a buddy of mine who does some contract work who came through, who's taking care of my baseboards. They'll be back tomorrow to finish the job. So
okay,
dope.
That's what's
Excited.
up. Well, unlike you, I couldn't send nothing off and have nobody come and do. Uh, but I'm painting my daughter's room and uh, getting that all done and trying to. I was gonna cancel the cast so I could finish it, but I was like, nah, okay, Bum want to talk, so we gonna jump on here and do what we do. We will not have Mr. Norris tonight, and sending a shout out to Mr. Jedi Knight in his absence, man. We are just happy to be back on with you guys, man. I still haven't seen that Black Widow, man. I'm hearing promising things, so yeah, bro.
You haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet, man. I had intentions, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I just ain't there yet with going into a crowded theater. I really ain't. It is like I want to see it, but I don't want to sit beside Billy Bob and he coughing and
man.
And,
but
and,
you got a Marcus down there, right? You got a Marcus.
Yeah, we got a Marcus Theater, but still, Suzanne wanted.
No. I'm saying, see if you can rent that bad boy out.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I will. You know, I don't think that's going to happen. But
that's funny. I heard you. I got you.
Yeah. So
I got you.
Yeah, I don't want to sit beside Suzanne and Jamie and Tamika and little chocolate dude.
Little John. Oh my fault.
Sneezing and coughing, and then we got Delta all in my house. So we gonna have to wait, man. I'm trying to wait until it die down, but I want to see it, man. Everybody keep telling me it's pretty cool. Only person that said they didn't like it was my son. He ain't no good critic on movies, so I don't take nothing he say. So, but anyway,
his judgment ain't legit.
No, his judgment is not legit. I'm like, dude, you just an ultra critic. It's just you need to go find you somewhere to sign up and critique and review stuff, because you'll work well on Rotten Tomatoes. So, but anyway, we are back, and like I said, we are minus Mr. Norris tonight. He had to back out, but we got a small show set up for you tonight. Not that much to talk about, but we want to be consistent. So we're gonna go on into the next portion of this. What you been gaming on, K-Bum? Let's go. Yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? What you been gaming on? What you been gaming on? What you Take
been
them to church.
gaming on? What you been gaming on? What you been gaming on? Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on.
All right. What's up? Okay, so K-Bum, what have you been gaming on, bro?
Okay. So the main thing is the main thing. So let's keep it the main thing. The main game I've been gaming on is that you guys know I finished.
Oh yeah, you have. Okay, I'm happy.
Yeah, I finished.
Gotta hear this tape.
Yeah. So I finished Mass Effect last week, and I told you guys that my next game I was going to jump into was going to be Ratchet and Clank, and I jumped into it, loaded up, downloaded, got to playing it, and I'm wow. I was not expecting it to look this good. I'll be 100% honest. I knew that they got praise, and I know that they got some hand claps, and I heard some game of the year talk and blah blah blah. You know, a lot of times it's hoopla. A lot of times it's people just trying to pump it up. It's the next biggest game for Sony, so people always want to try to make it sound good and blah blah blah. But man, I played this game, and this is what I expected from Cyberpunk. The way that these graphics
you got to explain this, man, because when you said that, I was kind of shocked. I was like, what is he talking about? Go ahead.
So I remember when Cyberpunk first showed. It was an E3. I forget, E3 2018, I think. and they gave their first deep dive of Cyberpunk, and it was an hour-long kind of walkthrough of several of the levels in Cyberpunk. And you had all the new technology. You had the ray tracing, you had the shadow, you had the biometric smoke. You had all the new technology. You had the HDR lighting. You had upscale 4K um, textures. You had all of that, and it blew me away, man. My TV, it wasn't too long ago. I got the OLED TV down in my basement, and I was just watching it and looking at the blacks be black and all the color, and I was just blown away with that E3 presentation of Cyberpunk. And so I was expecting to get the same doses, the same type of game when I actually got Cyberpunk, and it wasn't even close. That is, it's not even. I mean, I know it's still running off the PS4 graphics for Cyberpunk, but the PS5 version right now is just it's trash. It's still not good.
I don't know why you waiting on them. They not finna update
They are going to do it. But anyway, that's beyond the point. I'm not gonna have it. So, talking about the graphics in going back to Ratchet and Clank. My first Ratchet and Clank game was the PS4 version. I was my first Ratchet and Clank game. I've not played any of the Ratchet Clanks before, but I did play it when I got the PS5, and they let you play Ratchet and Clank for free. It was the one for the PS4, and I played it. I beat it. I thought it was dope. I love the gameplay. I love the guns and all the different type of weapons you can shoot. And as Levelhead likes to say, the platformer that K-Bon likes to platformer now, but we can. It's a shooter platformer, but yeah, it's some aspects of platformer.
You jumping, K-Bon. You jumping and dodging. So you platforming, bro.
Well, you jump and dodge and God of War.
Jumping and phasing, bro. Jumping and phasing.
Anyway, so I knew it was a good game, but I still remember because like I said, I played the PS4 version on my PS5, and I played it not too long ago. But loading up this game, and I played the other Insomniac games. I played Miles Morales, which looked good. This blows them all out the water. This is the best looking game I have ever played in my entire life. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is the cartoonish as it is the best looking game I have ever played. And that's beating out, even the last game, which is Ghost of Tsushima, which looked absolutely ridiculous especially for a PS4 game. But this game blows them all out the water. Wow. And then the fact that the gameplay is butter. The gameplay is A1. Oh my goodness. And I actually took Levelhead's advice, y'all, and I turned the difficulty up. I didn't turn it to the max. I turned it up one level up to give a little bit more
challenge.
A little bit more challenge to the game, and it just makes it more fun, man. That you have so many weapons to defeat your opponent, man. I do have an issue with it.
What?
The only issue I have with this game is that it's too short. I am 63% of the way done,
where you at so far?
I've actually slowed down how much I play it a day because I don't want to finish it. So I don't want to finish it.
What happened? Okay, without spoiling.
The level. So, the level I'm trying. I don't know if you got the part where they're trying to get the missionator. They're trying to get the parts for it.
I'm past all that.
And so I did the part where, so I got everything up to it. So I got all the parts to it, and now I'm about to go meet up with the other character because we have all the parts we need for the Dimensionator.
Yeah, I'm way past you.
Okay, cool. So and so that's where, and I've slowed down how much I played it because I don't want to beat it, man. It's so good.
Yeah,
it is so good. And usually I'm playing a bunch of other games. I'm pretty much been playing this. This has been the only game in my disc slot for the PlayStation. It is.
Oh, so you hadn't even played multiplayer games?
I mean I have every now and then because they're all downloaded. Like Overwatch is downloaded, 2K is downloaded, FIFA is downloaded. But I've put more time in this than I've done in any of those games lately, just because it's so good. It's yeah.
Okay.
This is the best game I've played this year.
I'm basically in the same boat. I was playing Ratchet. I've been kind of basically focusing when I do have some time to jump in. That's basically what I'm playing. And I too slowed. I really wasn't rushing. I've been kind of, because I know Ratchet is about a 15, 20 hour game. But if you 100% it, you might get 30, 25, 30 hours out of it. So what I started doing was just trying to build up my weapons, level them up. I've been going to the arena a lot. I got the bronze level. I'm one from the silver, but I can't. Right now I just can't beat this rocket launcher one yet. I'm gonna get it, but that mug just as hard as the shotgun to me. And so I've been trying to do that, and I basically have faced off against the Ratchet and Clank version. Well, I don't want to spoil nothing, but I faced off against Nefarious, and
okay, yeah, I haven't faced off against him yet.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. So, but that ain't the end. So I've got the Dimensionator. I rebuilt that and all that, and but I slowed down, man, because I know I'm getting close to this game. Probably gonna be wrapping up in the next probably hour, 2 hours. I'll be done. So I just been trying to prolong it because it is such a good game, and everything you said, I ditto. Like I said, graphically, it's pretty much one of the best. I'm trying to think back. I mean, just pound for pound, I'm pretty sure back in the day I could think of other games that I thought when I first saw it, but just
God of War 2 is the only other game that I would say on par, because I remember God of War 2, and then the Xbox 360 games came out, and God of War 2 looked better than those games.
I was finna say God of War on the 3. God of War is it 3?
God of War 3, yeah, it was good. I just like the fact that God of War 2 went toe to toe with the next generation games. And
yeah, it did. Good. It did. It held its own for a while. When the 360 came out. But when that Gears came, that was another game that was amazing looking when it first came out. Was Gears of War. But yes, this is probably the best looking all around game I have ever played. The well paced. The action, the
dialogue.
Yeah, I was going to say the story and the all that voice acting, like hearing it in and out of cutscenes and in the actual gameplay. The game is just superb, man. It's a superb game, and there's nothing I can say negative about it other than yes, it's going to be a short game. Yeah. It ain't too short. It's not. I'm not gonna say
it's too short for me. I need more. I need some DLC. This is, man. You got to give me more. This game is too good and it's too well made, man. To only be. I'm already 63% done, man. I'm like, you went into it like you playing a 70-hour game though. I mean, man, when you just get done playing 3 freaking versions of Mass Effect, you do kind of have that mindset of just boom.
No, this is you got to go back. You got to pull your mind back to Uncharted.
This is fine wine. You got to sip it.
You got to. Yeah, this is a. You know how you got some good cakes up in the cabinet, but you don't just eat them all in one night. You kind of enjoy them over a week, you know what I'm saying? So
all right. So it's like eating cake, not Oreos. Oreos you eat a whole bag in a day.
Don't do that.
This is okay.
Yeah, so you jumped in.
I approached it the wrong way then.
Yeah, you absolutely, because when you told me that I ain't even playing nothing, I was like, bro, you're gonna be done in a day and a half. You'll be done with this game playing like that.
The problem is I want to put my joystick down and play something else, but then something happens on the screen,
It
and I'm
keeps
like,
you.
oh, I gotta see what's going on. I gotta finish this to
Now,
the next level,
since
and
we
then.
ain't, go ahead.
Man.
Finish your thought.
No, I'm just saying. I get the plan in, and I want to see what happens. And next thing you know, I don't finish the whole level. And I said, "Dang, I didn't want to finish the whole level tonight."
we don't have that many topics tonight, so I don't mind stretching this out a little bit. But like the scene that really impressed me, that really like, man, this game is on another. When you get to the stage where you kind of in the grass, you go
On the water.
Oh, the water was dope. Yeah. But no, that done it.
I
But
like some of that. Okay.
but the stage that done it for me, that I was playing something, I'm like, dude, this is something else. When you get to the planet with Rivet, and it's got the it's the little helper dudes that she going to fix Clank. She going to see if Clank is telling the truth. And you land on that.
The fixer.
Yeah.
Talking about that one? With the giant guy?
No. This you going
okay.
you too deep. This is early like this is about the second
earlier in the game.
stage. The grassy wooded foliage stage.
The one with the flying dragon?
Yes, the flying whatever that robot thing is.
Okay.
That's when I knew this game is on another level. When because that looked Pixar when you come in and you kind of crash land and everything in that stage said Pixar to me. And then when you fight the whatever the ship is, I don't know if you call it a centipede or whatever that thing was, dude, I was like, dang, bro, they put some detail into the metal, the way the metal shines, like. Everything is smooth as butter, as fast, it's not loading. There is literally, like you said, is there any load time in this game? Bruh, it ain't no load time in the game. So
it doesn't load. That shocked the crap out of me, man. Like I haven't seen a single load screen. I'm like, how is that even possible, especially with graphics like this?
It's just to start up. When you start up, that might be the only load that you're gonna get, and that's so fast you don't even notice it. So,
yeah, you don't notice it, man.
So anyway,
the level got me. I'll let you go after this. The level that got me is the one that you're in like a tank of water. Like you're not in water, but you're surrounded by water, and it's a darker scene. So you get really good play off of the light and the darkness, and you have some volumetric smoke and fog, and so you have this fog. You have the play with the dark and the light, and you have these light sources, which is Clank has a like a flashlight on his chest. So you have this flashlight that shoots out, and you have this play with the light in the dark, man, and it's wow.
Yeah, it's dope. Welcome to the show, Tiger King. We happy to have you on in the live chat, man. welcome. Yeah, that stage, man. It's a lot about that stage I could talk about. Bro.
Yeah, that one got me, man. I'm like,
the water, bro.
This is it.
The water.
This is it.
Yeah, that whole stage is dope. Another stage that's dope, is when you got it where the arena is, where you go to there and it's kind of
arena. Yeah, that one's good. It has a lot of reflective material.
Right,
It's a lot of metal. So you get a lot of play of the ray tracing with that reflective metal.
Yeah. So it's a dope game, man. It's definitely contender for game. I don't see nothing right. I haven't seen anything that has come out this year that I think is beating this for game of the year. This is game of the year, hands down.
Not yet. This is it.
I don't see nothing coming. I mean, I know we got.
Oh, you say you don't see nothing coming?
No. I mean, you got Metroid, Dread. Is it Dread? I think it's gonna be a dope game, but I don't think for what. I think that's more nostalgia. I think just all the way around. This is letting you know you playing with something different. This is definitely a cut above PlayStation 4. It definitely lets you know you own something that got some oomph under the hood. It's a beast. It's a beast of a game. But anyway,
I think last piece. I'm sorry, I said last piece time ago, but last piece. This I wanted to say this piece when I talked about it, and I forgot. So I apologize.
No,
So
you
let me get it
good.
out really quickly. This was the game that made me say, this is why you get a PS4, PS5. Like
Yeah,
to me, there hasn't been a game yet until now that says this is why we went to next. This is why we created another PlayStation. This is why we have next gen. Is for this because Miles Morales wasn't it. It was good, but it didn't scream this is next gen. But this game says this is why you buy a PS5 and an Xbox Series X. Is to play similar games like this. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I agree. Like that was the game. This is the game that I felt like why. This is why I bought this and what is that game? The free game, Astrobot. Is that what it's called?
Astrobot, yes.
Astrobot and this game to me are the two games that has showcased next gen.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the joystick though. We didn't even talk
Yeah,
about
we
the
ain't man.
integration with the. Oh
Yeah, we ain't
man.
got
Okay,
time, man.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
You late. You should have played it.
I know. I know. I
Okay,
know,
so
man.
we're gonna have more time. But anyway, let's get into our topics for
Okay.
tonight. We don't have much on deck. We got how successful could Netflix gaming be? I don't know all the details around that. I know some with Sony is going on there too, so we can get into that. Xbox Series X and I guess the Xbox Series S is Microsoft says is their fastest selling console, and the last one is kind of what I really want to hit on. This is just kind of want to rant a little bit because I'm kind of sick of seeing this. Why can't we just enjoy the consoles we purchase? Why we got to be so up in arms about what somebody else like? I really at this point in the game I don't understand why people think it is their purpose in life to point out all the fails and errors and missteps of consoles and stuff. I don't get it. Just enjoy the plastic that you bought, man. Just enjoy it. But anyway, we'll get in there. So let's talk about this Netflix gaming. So,
Yeah.
K-Bum, I'm going to throw it to you because you kind of put me onto this. And Keith, and since he
Right.
ain't here and you kind of know a little bit about it, what's going on with this
Yeah.
Netflix gaming stuff?
All right. So what's going on, from my understanding and what I've read up on, is that Netflix is actually trying to expand into the gaming space. They've actually hired a former vice president of Facebook, and he worked with EA for a while too, and he's hired them to kind of do some adaptations for video games for their streaming service. And so, from my understanding, what I know is that first they're going to dive into and work on and do some mobile-like games, and then from that experience, they're going to work up to different types of games on their systems, and not their systems. I mean their streaming platform. And what I've been hearing is that they're looking at including this without any increase into the Netflix prices. That this is going to be something that they're going to have an edge over the other streaming companies, that they can offer streaming movies and TV shows and also gaming. So this is something they're trying to do to kind of expand and get more people onto the Netflix platform. And there's also been some rumblings. I think what it was level about the Sony thing is that on the iOS Netflix app, someone was, I think, data mining the app, and what they saw was I believe something about Ghost of Tsushima somewhere in there, and like some information kind of tying Sony and Netflix together. Don't know what that really means, but they did find like that correlation in some of the in the data mining efforts of the Netflix app on the iOS.
Okay. So, with all that being said, what's your
Mhm.
personal thoughts on it? What you think?
So my personal thoughts. Um, at first, I'll give you my first opinion. My first thought was when I first time I heard about it. I was very excited, and I thought like this is awesome that someone else is getting into gaming. This could be, they're a big name in entertainment. Netflix is, and bringing more avenues to game is usually a good thing. They have a huge streaming platform. They have a huge streaming service. And so I to me, I thought, sky's the limit until I stopped and started to think that,
Mm-hmm.
for one, I'm wondering how big of a dent can they put into the gaming um, industry, right? Into all the into the shareholders of gaming, because you have some well-established people like Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony who are well established, and how can someone new like Netflix put a dent in gaming? And
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that, and I'm like, especially when their first focus is going to be mobile styled games, so mobile like games. And so I started to question it. I'm like, I don't know what kind of impact they're going to do. And then I started to think, well, how are you playing these games, right? These
Mm-hmm.
streaming games, or what kind of controller are you using? Because if you're playing the streaming game on your phone, it's a little bit easier to play. There's a lot of games you play on the phone, but if you're sitting in front of your TV, how are you playing these Netflix games on your TV?
Uh-huh.
You're not gonna just hook. You can't just. I don't think you can just hook up a PlayStation joystick up to your TV. Now, if you're playing it through a Netflix app on your PlayStation, that's different. But what's the point of them? What's the point of you playing Netflix game on your PlayStation? I don't think that's the audience they're going for. They're going for the audience that's not already playing a PlayStation on Xbox. Um, so I got to thinking about that. I'm like, I'm not sure, because the interface the interface with it, the thing you use to interface with the game is very important. That's why Google, when they did Stadia, created their own joystick, because the interface into what you're into the game you're playing is a very important piece
Do,
of the
do they got
gaming
a video on
experience.
this?
No, no, no. This is just articles I read. I didn't see any videos about that. Maybe it's
Okay.
just someone, but it was just an announcement, right? It wasn't anything. I don't think they had a press conference, or it's not like they had anything to show, because they're just talking about it. And so I started thinking about it. I'm like, I'm not sure. And then I thought about, wait a minute. There are other people who have already dived into gaming that have had there are big companies that have had very little impact on gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Point in case, Facebook. Facebook is deep into gaming. Facebook had a game. I don't know if it was only on Facebook, but there was a Marvel game that was on
Yep.
Facebook,
Yep.
and I think it was only on Facebook. I think it ended up coming to other the PlayStation at some point, but for the longest time, it was only on Facebook. And then, and they own Oculus, the VR
Yeah, they
system.
bought Oculus. Yep. That's right.
Yeah, how big of a dent have they made into gaming? I don't think much. Amazon. Amazon has a streaming service. Amazon has
Yeah.
games. Amazon has a
You know
gaming
what time it
division.
is?
And
It's
how much
time
of an
for
impact
what
have they
have
done?
you?
Google. Google has been is in the game, and they have Stadia, they made a big announcement. We all thought it was going to shake up the gaming world, but how much of an impact have they had? When you talk about our next topic, when you see that Xbox and PlayStations are making record numbers, how much of an impact, as these other three companies who are already doing gaming, how much of an impact have they made, and how much of their bottom line has increased due to gaming?
I
And that's when I started to question Netflix gaming.
I'm gonna say this. I believe Netflix might be doing this because of so many different entities eating into their pie, like Disney, now HBO Max. Netflix doesn't have the dominance that they used to have. You got Prime. Well, it ain't just them. It's Disney Plus,
HBO Max,
HBO Max, Prime. What is it? Prime.
Prime Video,
Video.
Amazon Prime Video.
And you already had Hulu and
Peacock.
But Hulu was the main one that they was kind of. It was like
Netflix it was them
and Hulu. Now, and Netflix kind of rose to the top and was the dominant thing. So I think they're not going to be able to stop a Disney Plus because Disney is like Nintendo. They IPs are just too strong. They don't have to have the latest and the greatest, but actually they do because they got all the Marvels, they got all the Star Wars, they got all the Disney IPs. Characters. So Disney Plus is slowly coming into its own, especially with the Lokis and the what was the
WandaVision and Captain America.
Yeah. So all that is and Netflix is trying to hold their own with their own originals, and they got some good stuff. But
they do.
It's just that is Disney. That's I don't even know how to frame them. That is Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Yes.
So,
Disney is. Yes.
Disney,
that is correct.
You ain't stopping Disney. So whatever Disney put their mind to, it shall get accomplished. Hence Marvel being bought. Hence Star Wars being bought. Hence everything else they consumed. Disney, what they want to do, they do it, and they probably will eventually at some point overtake Netflix. Right? So I think this is Netflix saying we got to find another. We got to strike oil somewhere else too. But I don't think gaming is what it is. I really don't. I'm not saying they can't, but I think they'll lose more money trying to get this off the ground than they would make in doing it. They would literally have to team up with only way this would be successful if you got first party IPs like Mario or Sony or what the little bit that Xbox has. That's the only way. I don't see third party. I don't see nobody playing Call of Duty on Netflix. I really don't. And maybe a Fortnite type game, but yeah, I really don't. I think this is we see what's coming and we're trying to do whatever we could take to prolong what seems to be possibly the inevitable. Yeah.
Yes.
That we are not finna be Netflix and chill in the next few years. It's gonna be Disney Plus and chill.
They said they lost like 1 million subscribers recently.
That's what I don't understand because I have Disney Plus, right?
Yeah.
I still spend majority of my time on Netflix. But as Disney builds their portfolio up with the new stuff, like, yeah, I could go through, but I'm not always in the mood to watch Disney movies. But and I watched all the Marvels and all the Star Wars. But as they keep putting these WandaVisions and all that, then that's gonna do it. And don't get me wrong, I like Netflix with the He-Man, like that. Revelation was dope. I think they ended it at a stupid spot, but when you got tried and true IPs like Star Wars, He-Man can compete, but how many of those you gonna find? You gonna run out eventually. You know what I'm saying? So they had to go back and get Thundercats. They had to go back and get Silverhawks, Voltron. They already got Voltron.
They got Voltron.
Yeah, they got Voltron. They got Godzilla. They trying some of everything. They got a lot of that Japanimation and all that over there, man. If you go through, if you really go through and look, but I don't see this. I don't see this as the move, man. I think Netflix should come to grips with possibly being second or third. because they might even fall behind HBO Max. But I perceive HBO Max is not going to hold strong because if theater open back up and get back to its full strength, that's gonna kill HBO Max. So that's the only reason people got HBO Max. So Netflix might just need to go ahead and accept that we're going to be second eventually, guys, to Disney Plus, and second is fine. I mean, I feel like they should. I don't feel like they should jump into this. I think this could be a bad move if they try to get this off the ground. Maybe they should go and try to work out something with Stadia, with Google.
Yeah, I don't see them doing that.
I don't either. I'm just saying, like, I don't see this working. I really don't. It's like you said, it's too many options already. Yeah. There's other places that is already giving this and throw. Why do I need to add your game offer? Then what type of games? These are probably gonna be these ain't gonna be no high performing games. I can't see.
That's not at the beginning. It's not.
No. And I don't believe they're gonna put the money into the servers to handle games of that magnitude.
Don't question Netflix and their servers, brother.
No, I know they got the servers. What I'm saying
is,
but do you got the streaming movies versus streaming games?
Don't question Netflix and their servers.
Okay, you gotta explain
I don't care what it is.
You gotta explain that. What you mean? Why can't I question it?
Because of all they have probably some of the best technology. They've created technology for their servers to deliver 4K and all the different kind of content that they deliver seamlessly. And so if they need to get into gaming and modify their servers or get new servers for gaming, I believe they can do it. I ain't saying they can't,
but what I'm saying is
I believe they will.
Okay, let me ask you
Netflix
this.
is not afraid of putting money on the table.
I know, but I'm saying that they can't. I know Netflix. I think Netflix is sitting on dough. If you can give Dave Chappelle
20 mil, 60 mil, that's right.
20
like
mil,
three for like three.
For three, if you could just throw him 60 mil like that, you sitting on some money. But again, you see the behemoth waking up across the horizon. You know, this was Mario Bowser Fury. Bowser is up and blowing stuff up, and you know he up because that's Disney. They have set their eyes on your market. They have seen what you have done. They used you. Oh, Disney used Netflix to get free data, to get to see, how successful will these shows be? They could have put Loki on there. They could have put all them shows on there. You think they just now thinking about these shows? You think they just now coming up with these scripts? They been had this stuff sitting in the back, but they're like, we gonna test out Luke Cage. We gonna test out this. We gonna test out these little smaller things and see, are people interested in this? Do they like this stuff? We gonna put all our products on there. How often are they watching the Avengers versus what they watch the other stuff? And Netflix and Netflix gave Disney all the data they needed to say we finna launch our own. We ain't giving y'all no more of this money. It's money to be made here. And you know Disney is the most greediest. Probably they more greedy than EA when it comes to greed. So, yeah, man.
They're going to get their money.
They're going to get their money at all costs. So, I think they might rival Nintendo. And I know people like, what? Nintendo greedy, folks. They coming for you. Them ninjas coming out if you mess with their IPs. Disney about the same way. So
they suing everybody.
They suing everything.
Nintendo, they ain't playing with that. They suing you. They don't care.
A fly mess around and land on enter on somebody's keyboard, and the fly is in court. What did you do when you did it? So I think this is a bad move. I think it's not a good look. I don't see this working for Netflix. I don't see me using it at all, and I no interest at all for me. So when you brought it to me, and when Keith brought it up last week, and we didn't have time to add it to the list, but talking about it, No, I don't see success with it. I just see it being there, and then being forgotten. That's what I believe. But,
So the only way I see success, one of the only ways I see success, is leveraging um, a, gaming studio that's already established.
but who would that be? Sega?
Who would that be? The people who need the right now the gaming studio that needs that one has a title that's
Cyberpunk.
on
You better not say
Netflix.
Cyber. Oh, okay.
That has a title on Netflix that and has deals with Netflix also has a animated series coming on Netflix and needs the most help to get out of the rut that they're in,
Who is this, man?
and that is none other than CD Project Red.
See, I knew you was gonna say Cyberpunk.
The Witch. No, I'm not talking about Cyberpunk. I'm talking about The Witcher. The Witcher
Oh,
is
okay.
on The Witcher is on Netflix. Season 2 of The Witcher comes out soon. Netflix has already done an animated series about The Witcher. Not the main character, Gerald girl of Rivia, but another character. And they have an animated series coming out on Netflix. So CD Projekt Red has struck a deal with Netflix. The people who need the most help right now is CD Projekt Red, and if Netflix can buy them up, let them know that hey, because they're an independent studio, they're an indie studio actually. If they can buy them up and say, hey, if you create games for us, we can help you out. You buy games, blah blah blah. Then I actually see that working. I'll be honest with you because they already have that established connection with CD Projekt Red and the Witcher series, and so I can completely actually I think they had a Comic-Con, a Witcher Con, not too long ago, with Netflix and CD Projekt Red. So I can see that partnership growing even more, and them using an established studio which has a bad rep right now, so they need help, and having them create some games or even maybe smaller games, and put it only on their title because they don't. If Netflix pays enough, they don't need to put it on a Sony or an Xbox system. It'll probably be PC and Netflix.
I'm gonna answer this question, Tiger King. It ain't that I got anything against Cyberpunk. I just feel like they missed the ball, man. They missed it when that door was open. They dropped the ball royally, and they took too long to pick up what they fumbled. They put all the responsibility on Sony and Microsoft. They didn't fix it. They lied, and at this point, like I keep telling K-Bub, let it go, man. Let it go. But he make a good point. Maybe, Cyberpunk could. I mean, maybe CD Projekt Red could partner with Netflix because of the Witcher 3 series being on there. And that's supposed to be the second series supposed to be coming out here shortly, doesn't it?
Yes. Season 2 comes out very soon.
Okay, so yeah, that could be a good look, but I just don't see even that. I don't see Cyberpunk. I don't see nobody wanting to pay Cyberpunk on Netflix. I don't think people like, man, I'm finna go. What you finna do, man? I'm finna go Netflix and play Cyberpunk. Like, no, man.
It depends on how they actually can distribute it. It depends, man. If they can create the marketplace for it, then it can happen. But it really depends on how they create this marketplace for these streaming games. It has to be there.
What should have? I'm just reading Tiger King. He asked the question. Okay. What should have been done? Like I said, I feel like first of all they should have took ownership of the mistake. And they should have worked harder to get patches out that actually fixed the game. But they knew they couldn't fix the game. They knew that game was never
no.
They could not fix it for the PlayStation 4.
No, they have fixed it. But they have though, level. That's
for
the thing I'm trying to tell you. Yes. It runs much better. It still runs. It still isn't perfect, but it's playable now. They fixed a bunch of
Do we want just playable, or do we want what they sold us in the first place?
So here's what I say about this level, and I have a bigger issue against Cyberpunk than actually you do.
I know, that's why I'm shocked that you defend it.
They lied to us.
Yeah, they defended them. They lied. They butts off.
I defended the crap out of about Cyberpunk. I defended the crap out of that company, studio, Project Red. I truly did. But they lied to us, man. They deserved every lawsuit, every person who turned their game in to get their money back, every single bad thing wrote on them on the internet. They deserved every bit of it because they lied. And they said they were not going to deliver a buggy game, that they were holding the game out because they were going to produce a good game, and they weren't going to have a game full of bugs, and so they delayed it. And they did not. They act like they hid the current gen version of the game and did not let reviewers review the game before it came out. They lied. I have a huge problem. I still bought the game because I believe they can right their wrongs. I believe they can fix it. I do believe they can fix it, Levin. I do believe they are fixing it because they have.
I'm not saying they can't fix it. I'm just saying
you did say they can't fix it.
I don't believe they can fix it to the level that it lives up to what they sold us. Maybe on the PlayStation 5, the 4 is not going to be much better than probably what it currently is.
It has gotten better. It's not leaps and bounds.
Right. I'm saying. Where I'm coming from is what they sold us. What they sold us when you was sitting up here literally just goo-gobbing over this game, and man, oh my God, you and Keith. What you went, man, that Cyberpunk, man, I'm about to bet Cyberpunk. Then it come out. This was a punk of a cyber game. So I don't know what that mess was. Now, of course, I'm not a first-person shooter fan, but I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. This is honest to God truth. Because of y'all excitement, I was gonna buy this game. I was gonna buy this game because of K-Bum and Mr. Norris. I was absolutely gonna buy this game, and I was gonna be like, look, it's a first-person shooter, but I'm gonna give it a try because these dudes acting like this is the best thing since sliced bread, and it looked like it. But to come out the way that they did, I think this is worse than Andromeda.
This was probably the worst launches I have ever seen. I think the only thing worse is probably Too Human. I don't think you remember that game.
Yeah, Too Human, yeah, because that was
Xbox.
That started out on the N64 actually. It's supposed to come out on the N64, then it moved to the GameCube, then it went back into creation at Rare and Shell because and it started before that. It wasn't. It was. I don't know if it was. I know it was N64, either N64 or GameCube that was supposed to come out. It was GameCube because Eternal Darkness was the other game around that time. So it was supposed to come out on the GameCube, supposed to be revolutionary, and they couldn't get it working right, so they moved it over to the Xbox One, the original OG Xbox, and then it stayed in creation hell for so long, and then finally they got it. I forgot. Did it originally come out on the Xbox?
It came out on Xbox. I don't know
was it
which
the Xbox or 360.
I don't know if it's 360. I think
360. Yeah,
I think it was 360.
And then it was by that time that game was about 10 years, 11 years in development, and that developer lied through his teeth. That game was jacked up. So
through his teeth, it trash.
But yeah, getting back to this Netflix, as dope as, even though they did fumble the ball, as dope as CD Projekt Red is with The Witcher and other games they made,
which created the game. They created my game of the year. Matter of fact, they created my game of the console for the PS4.
I can't believe
that was my game of the console, not of the year, but of the console.
Cause you don't even do
I
medieval
don't. Fantasy Worlds. I
Yeah, you
don't.
don't. But
That was my
anyway,
game of the console.
I don't
So
see this. I don't see it saving. I don't see them even being able to
yeah.
get this off the ground, man. I really don't. I just don't. It does not. Netflix is too known for just movies, man. It's to me, it just don't. My brain ain't gonna turn itself to say games.
But let's not forget that Netflix was what's known about just selling CDs. Let's not have short memory and remember that Netflix streaming. What's that? Is that the DVD company? Let's not forget about that.
Let me see. So let me read this real quick, and then we move on to this next topic. Tiger King
Okay.
says they also suffered a cyber attack. They didn't help. That didn't help them, but management is to blame for all the problems outside of the ones COVID caused for all developers. Then he said, "You mean all the things they took out of the game level? Those won't be in the game. Management took those things out for whatever reason outside of the game. Outside of the game would have needed more time." I agree. That's the lie. That the game needed more time.
But the cyber attack wasn't until afterwards.
Yeah, the game needed more time, and the management, the suits, the ties said put that game on the shelf and sell it now. We want that money. Give us the money. We'll deal with the fact that it's broken later. So, but anyway,
and that was the worst decision they could have made.
Absolutely. So, but anyway, but that was a good topic. But let's move on to this next topic. Moving that over there so I can see what's going on here. But anyway, so Microsoft says the Xbox Series X is their fastest selling console. I guess the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. And currently the PlayStation 5 is outpacing the PlayStation 4, which outpaced the PlayStation 1. So technically the PlayStation 5 is Sony's fastest selling console. And then the Switch is, I believe, Nintendo's fastest selling console because it outpaced the original Wii. So this generation has been a console selling generation. So my first question is, why do you believe this generation has been so different, and that all three are seemingly finding success? Because Microsoft, I don't know if they release numbers. If you got numbers, you can share them when you begin to talk. I know PlayStation got some dope numbers. Even with
PlayStation was 10 mil, and Xbox is estimated around 6.5 right now.
Okay, so what's your thoughts? Why you think this is happening? Is this shocking to you? Do you feel like there's factors to it? Go ahead.
I think I would say it is a little shocking. It's a little shocking to see that all three consoles are selling are the best selling consoles ever for their respective company. I think that is a little shocking to me, right? Because normally we don't see every console in a given generation being the best-selling console of that. Because we didn't get that last year because Xbox sold very poor at the beginning. We didn't get that with the PS3 era because the PS3 sold like trash. And I think the PS2 was the first generation for Xbox. And so but even on the Nintendo side, that was the GameCube generation. Is that right? That was GameCube generation.
PS2? Yeah,
yeah, that wasn't the highest selling one, and so normally you get one guy, right? One out of the big three usually is, it becomes the fastest selling system of that. Normally we don't see all three of them having this level of success. I want a part of me wants to say that these systems are selling this way because of COVID, right? We were trapped inside for a
Yeah,
year,
that's what I believe it is. Go ahead.
right? We were trapped inside for a year, and so where's there to do when you're trapped inside? Play video game. That's a great way to spend time. So a part of me wants to say that, but that doesn't answer for Nintendo.
Why
Nintendo
would you
was
say that?
because Nintendo was came out before COVID.
Yeah,
The
yeah, but
Nintendo's numbers are pre-COVID numbers. The,
I want to push. I still believe COVID is playing a factor. But go ahead.
I do believe, but we can't contribute
Not
Nintendo's
all of
success
it. Not all of
for
it. But
COVID.
I'm not. No, not all of it is COVID. But
It was
but
still
you
selling like
talk.
hotcakes before
You
then.
talking. I ain't gonna take your
Yeah.
thunder. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So it
So
was still
anyway, what I
selling.
was gonna say. No, let's go ahead.
Whatever, man. So a part of me does it wants. I want to say that. I want to say it's COVID, and it's because of that. That's why we're having so much. But there's another part of me says no, and so I'm thinking about another reason. And so my other reason for this is that video games in the past 5 to 10 years have integrated itself so much into the culture and the DNA of this generation that you find it everywhere. And video games have become so acceptable as a form of entertainment that I think these numbers can't help but to be the way that they are. Um, we saw the increase during the PS4 days, but when you have stuff like Twitch, you have Fortnite, you have universities that give scholarships for playing video games. I believe the MOBA. What is that MOBA game? Oh crap! Why is it not crossing my mind?
MOBA
But
game.
the MOBA game, it's a big MOBA game that does all the big um, competitions, and
Is it?
it's huge. League of Legends. There we go.
Okay.
League of
Legal.
Legends.
Okay.
Um, the colleges give out scholarships for League of Legend players, and that was never heard of back when I was playing video games, because video game was just supposed to, your parents say, you don't get any kind of job playing video games, and now you have people who make careers off of just playing video games. I think that this may also contribute to the rise in success and the high selling numbers of these consoles, is the fact that even video games have become they're a job now, right? You can make a career off of playing video games, and so it's so widely accepted and expected, and Twitch numbers are constantly increasing, right? And you have even some other ancillary video games. Talked about. I know I've talked about it several times, but I play Magic the Gathering, the card game, and I play that on my laptop, on my tablet, and they had the best selling year ever, right? You have all these ancillary games that are selling like hotcakes too, and part of it is COVID. I do believe that, and but part of it is also that it is part of the DNA of this culture is playing video games. So that's kind of my stand. That's kind of where I stand. I do believe COVID has an impact, but the growth we've seen over the past 5 to 10 years when it comes to even the reliability of video games and the extension of video games into the culture and the DNA of society has made this just the thing to do, right?
Okay.
So that's my stand. That's where I'm standing with. I think it's the culture as far as video games is much different in the PS5 time frame than it was during the PS4 era. So that's my stance.
Okay. Uh. Welcome to the show. What was it? hold up. My bad. I was trying to read the
that
name
J
right
threw
here.
you off.
Yeah, I was trying to read the name. Is Ninjala? I don't know how to say that. Man, you got to help me say your name. But welcome to the show. We happy to see you in here. They all, he said they all on eBay. NJLA. I don't know how to say it. But they all
Coming to Xboxes, they all on eBay.
But what I was going to say was
That's true.
I think this is COVID. These are COVID numbers. I'm not saying that anything that you said, K-Bum, is not the truth. I do believe everything you say is accurate, and the industry has been growing. And but you go into stuff that has been a staple in the truth in the industry for the last probably 5 years. We have seen the respect of gaming starting to be received beyond our small community. When you start to see movies adaptations of games left and right, and then you start to see like Witcher 3 making it on Netflix that means that they're taking gamers serious, that they feel like they can turn a game into a watchable series. That means the industry is long been past that's just for those nerds and computer heads over there. The real entertainment is movies. Now we have, I think gaming has surpassed movies, if I'm not mistaken. Keep me honest.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it has in viability
right.
and how much money's been made. Games. Look, Netflix is trying to get into it, so that should let you know. But these numbers this is COVID. And I'm going to tell you from what angle. Right now, a lot of people are refusing to go back to work because of the amount of money. And I was like, dang, I ain't experienced. Now, I know our family has been blessed. I got kids. And so the government gave me my stimulus. And so a few dollars came through the household a few different times. You know what I'm saying? So I would say the combination of COVID relief, I think the Nintendo Switch was successful even before COVID. So I'm not taking nothing away. The Nintendo Switch is a success. COVID. But it kicked up to another level because COVID hit and Nintendo was the hot commodity when everything got shut down. Nintendo was the new thing. There was no PlayStation 5. There was no Xbox Series X. And the PlayStation 4 was long in the tooth. Xbox One X long in the tooth. Xbox One long in the tooth. And the Switch is this new hot thing that was taking the world by storm before COVID. So it was reasonable. So you shut in the house. PlayStation 4 don't have anything new. You waiting on the PlayStation 5. Xbox doesn't have anything new. You waiting on the new thing, and here this nice device with all these beautiful games and it just seemed to be the bee's knees. Cats start buying it. Then shutdown happens, and even more people finding themselves stuck in their house all day with their kids, and so people was going out. Look, I gotta shut these kids up. You gotta switch. You gotta switch. You gotta switch. Now get out my face. And another thing I think is going on is people are getting out of owning one console.
Okay.
You're starting to see more multi-platform homes than you did 5-6 years ago. That's why this last topic we're going to get in is so relevant, because I wasn't even thinking like this when we was looking at this topic, but it just came to me now. But as gaming begins to break away from just being this small community of nerds over there and males over there that like to shoot stuff, gaming has become a part of society in general. I would say the Wii helped do that. The Wii ushered that in. I would say the Xbox with the Kinect helped usher that in. I won't say Move did that much, but the Wii helped usher that blue ocean. Those folks didn't stop. A lot of them folks didn't stop gaming. They kept gaming, and then the mobile phones. My aunt, I used to say this. My aunt played on her phone. She gaming all the time. So gaming has entered into, like you said, it's a part of the fabric, it's a part of our entertainment. And it's not considered immature and childish and what's the word I'm looking for? Because you know, back in the day, you playing game, people look at you like are you a grown man?
That's a child's toy.
Yeah, are you grown? I remember your wife. Bless her heart, Lord Jesus. Anyway, remember your wife tried to clown me because I was a Nintendo guy, but she didn't look at you. Yeah, she did. She clowned me, but she didn't. She didn't. Is she listening? Tell her I deserve an apology. Anyway, she didn't look at you, K-Bum, as playing a childish game because PlayStation and Xbox also help change this narrative of gaming being taken as a serious entertainment medium.
Right.
And I would say Nintendo did too, but I would give credit to Microsoft and Sony because they pushed the maturity.
They pushed the envelope when it comes to maturity.
So it made these games be more acceptable to older audiences. So,
Yep.
So from building from there, I believe we have more multi-console owners. You having people with a PlayStation and an Xbox and a Switch. So everybody is buying. Okay, look at you, look at me. I had last generation. I had a PlayStation 4. I had an Xbox 360. An Xbox One, and I had a Wii U. I got the Switch. I got the PlayStation 5. I don't know if I'm gonna get the X yet. That might be down the road. Don't get mad at me but I knew I was getting the PlayStation 5, and I knew I was getting the Switch, and I'm probably whatever else Nintendo come with, I'm probably gonna have that. So I get the next Switch, and I have the Sony's new device. So I'm no longer a Nintendo only home.
Right.
I am a multi-platform. Okay, you have a Switch. You don't play the Switch.
I've tried to play. I played enough of it.
You played with us, but
I played Mario and tennis and
but
I played
you
it.
got it under your TV. Last generation, you had it. Not was it last generation before? You had a 360 and a PlayStation.
I've had every Xbox system and every PlayStation.
All right, so you are no longer just a Sony guy.
Well, I've never been a Sony only guy.
Well, I mean, PlayStation. Well, yeah, you're right.
PlayStation 1 was the only one I had only, but I had an Xbox and a PS2.
Right.
Had a 360 and a PS3. I had an Xbox One and a PS4, and I have a PlayStation 5 right now. And eventually, when I find something I want to play, I'm going to get the Xbox Series X or S, depending on how I feel.
So on top of that, like I said before, I was joking, but it's serious. Parents are also buying each child their own Switch or Switch Lite, just like the 3DS. You don't share 3DS. I got one of my boy Ministry. You know Ministry.
Yeah.
All his boys had Game Boy Advances. They didn't share a Game Boy Advance. Everybody has a Game Boy Advance. And his older son played on the PlayStation. So, and now his son is a Switch guy, and his other sons one is on the phone, the other one's on the PlayStation 4. So that's what houses, as this medium becomes more integrated into society as a normal, accepted entertainment, then that opens the door for more people buying more of it and consuming more of it. But I believe a lot of these numbers is really COVID. You know what I'm saying? So she was flaming. Yeah, Tiger. That's the K-Bomb talking. Yeah, she was flaming. So that's what I think it is, K-Bomb.
I understand. I get your point. And it is hard to argue against the fact that it's COVID. It's hard to argue the fact, hard to argue against it. But I will say this: even up to the release of the PS5, the PS4 was still selling like hotcakes, which I had no idea why. Even up to the release of the PS5, the PS4 was still selling. It still sold a good chunk that holiday season.
Yeah, because the
And
price
so
went down, and people who always wanted a PlayStation 4.
I understand,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm still leaning to not COVID, but it was still
Well,
it was still
I'm saying
selling.
COVID. I'm saying COVID. Well,
COVID is a factor. There's no
yeah, that's
ifs,
what
ands,
I'm
or
saying.
buts
I'm
about
not
it.
saying
No,
it's all
no,
COVID.
no ifs, ands, or
Yeah.
buts.
But
I'm just saying it's not only.
I was going to say this. Another thing we got to realize too, man, is a lot of people, even though we keep up with every new iteration of system, there's a lot of people out here that wait for the new system to come out to buy the old system. Because now,
True.
Now it's no longer $300. Is $100 refurbished, and I got all these games. Like let's imagine somebody going to buy a PlayStation 4 now, probably can get one for what, about $200? Maybe not that yet. Maybe it may not be there yet.
$299.
If you still paying $299 for a PlayStation 4, you might as well get a PlayStation 5.
I think it's around $299, I believe.
Well, but then that means a refurbished one is probably what, with $250, $199,
$250, $230, something like that.
Yeah, so you can buy that, and then you got all those games. You still got Ghost of Tsushima. You still got Last of Us 2. You still got God of War 4. You still got all those dope games. And then when the PlayStation 5 is now the PlayStation 6, you can move up to the PlayStation 5. So it's a whole lot of people that's like that. So, but yeah, that's what I would say, man. I ain't gonna say it's all COVID, but I believe that shutdown, and this government money, it is paying a good to contribute to people buying these systems. So,
I feel you.
So anyway, continuing and building off of this into the next conversation. And this is more of a rant, and I hope y'all enjoy this, but I haven't said anything like this in a long time on this cast because I'm so far away from this space.
Here we go. Slap yourself.
People. Listen to me. Let folks enjoy what they bought. You didn't work for them. You didn't clock in at their job. You wasn't there when they was at Walmart, Best Buy, Target, GameStop, wherever they bought whatever piece of plastic they decided to buy. You was not there with them. You might be telling the truth about everything you saying, but you know what? They don't care because they bought the plastic they wanted to buy. And guess what? No matter what you say, no matter how much truth, no matter how much Sony lied, no matter how much Game Pass is not a system seller, everything you can say, whoever bought the Xbox is still going to love the Xbox. Whoever bought the PlayStation 5 is loving the PlayStation 5. Whoever is playing that melted piece of ice cream Switcher 3 on the Switch is loving they melted ice cream on the Switch. The thing is, just enjoy the plastic you bought. Why waste all your time putting all this energy into trying to show what Sony did wrong or what Microsoft? Are we still here? Are we still acting like this? Some of us are in our 40s. Some of us are smooching 40. Give it a rest. It's a piece of plastic. You spent your $3.99 on it. You put it under your TV and hook that HDMI card up. Play it and enjoy it. And if the other man decided to buy an Xbox Series X, leave that man alone. If that other man decided to buy a PlayStation 5, leave that brother alone. Enjoy your plastic and be in peace. What is wrong with folks? K-Bum, what is wrong with these people, man? Why is what's under someone else's TV such a itch and an annoyance to these people? I don't get it. Why is K-Bum enjoying Ratchet and Clank a problem? Why is whoever enjoys Game Pass a problem? Why is whoever decided to buy Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch is a problem? But why is it a problem? You know what I'm saying? Go get your PlayStation 4 and play that game somewhere else, man. Nobody don't Switch. Go ahead.
My thought. This is kind of what I've thought about this. I've thought about it a while because I don't understand how people can be so can fight over pieces of plastic as if they had ownership in it, or as if these companies really care about you, like they got your name on speed dial. When these companies are about making money, and they, to be honest with you, none of these companies truly care, especially if you're not spending the money on them. But I think what happens is that people start to replace their identity with the piece of plastic that they own. And so if you argue against that piece of plastic, you're actually arguing against them. And so now you've made it personal because now you're arguing against me when you're arguing against that piece of plastic. And I truly think for some people that's what it becomes. And then some people they are unable to even like. I have a buddy. My best friend. It's funny. My best friend is a big time Sony head. You know, and I'm a Sony head too. I love Sony games. But
he is a what? He's a
big time Sony head.
Oh,
he loves Sony.
That's so
big time.
Interesting. That's not
big
expected.
Whatever, man.
I think I know who you talking about. Do I know?
And I think you might know him. You might know him. He literally came to my house and saw an Xbox, and he was like, "What is that doing there?" I'm like, "Man, what you talking about? It's an Xbox."
Have I
like,
been on?
That shouldn't be on the same shelf.
Have I been in any multiplayer games with y'all and he was in there?
No.
No? Okay. Then
he wasn't playing a multiplayer game. No, he wasn't playing a multiplayer game.
Okay.
Game. He might have been in there just talking, but he wasn't playing. He don't really play games with us that much.
Okay.
But it's my best friend since high school. We go way back. And so we used to go to each other's houses and watch E3. It's that old school. And he came to my house and was like, "What is? Why do you have a Nintendo? Why do you have an Xbox, man? Why are you playing an Xbox?" And I'm like, "Dude, I play video games. If Sony makes it, also. If Xbox made it, great. If Nintendo made it, great. I'm here for the games. I'm not here for the company. If Sony stopped making video games right now and never made another video game, you think I'm going to stop gaming?"
That's something John Shaw said. John Shaw made that. You sound like that's a statement John Shaw made on the cast a while ago. Sound just like what he said. If Nintendo stopped making games today, then you think I'm going to stop gaming?
Think I'm gonna stop gaming? No, I'm gonna say, well, I guess I'm an Xbox man. I'm gonna go get my Xbox and go get my little green on and play because I'm about the games. That's what I'm about. I'm not about the pieces of plastic. I'm not gonna defend Sony. If Sony screw up, Sony screwed up. You don't pay me, Sony, to defend you. Now, if you pay me some money, then I could be like, oh, Sony didn't really mean what they said. Then that's a different story. But you don't pay me nothing, Sony. I'm not about to fight people on the internet for you.
Let me read what Tiger King said. He said, "A lot of this is really old. It's the Ford versus Chevy person, BMW versus Mercedes. People find attachment to things that things they buy and love, and others who did different problems may occur." I agree, but here's the thing, though, Tiger King. When do you grow out of that? When? That's my thing. Okay, I was a Nintendo guy, K-Bum and my boy D-Rick and John, John Brown and all them. I'm talking about some heated, blood-boiling arguments about.
Yeah.
Because they used to clown me because I was the only Nintendo guy out of the bunch. Everybody was either pro PlayStation or Xbox. My boy D-Rick and John Brown and this boy right here, K-Bum, they were all pro Sony. But then John Brown got the Xbox and he bought that Ninja Gator, right? And I remember my boy D-Rick talked about him like he had traded, like he had like he had what happened when they
Traded his soul.
you know, the army when they run in war, what they call that?
AWOL. AWOL.
When AWOL, like, you know, like he deserved to get shot down because he bought an Xbox and was enjoying it. Until he sat down and played, I caught him down there playing Ninja Gaiden because it was a freaking good game. But they all clowned me, so I used to get mad, like heated, like I hate it. But what broke me out of that super duper Nintendo loyalness was the Dreamcast. I remember going into Babbage's.
Babbage's, wow, you date yourself, bro.
Yeah, I went into Babbage's, college student. Babbage's, and they had Soul Calibur set up on the counter at our mall in this, you know, the mall here in my town. So I played that game and drooled. And I would say I also played Sonic when they had it set up at Toys R Us. And I was like, I talked myself out of getting it. But then when I played that Soul Calibur, I worked my next week and a half, 2 weeks of working was all for that Dreamcast. And so that was my first realization that I wasn't as loyal to Nintendo as I thought. Now, I still was Nintendo, but Dreamcast found the special place in my heart. I was anti-Sony. Sony was the
enemy.
It's the enemy, man. Don't say nothing. Play PRS. Don't say nothing with a PlayStation in it. I couldn't even stand the sound. I would hate when people talk about, man, we can make music on our PlayStation. Who cares about making music on a PlayStation? Get you a keyboard. Get you something. That's what I was saying. So my uncle would talk about how a revolutionary and forward thinking the PlayStation was, and it absolutely was. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I envied all of what the PlayStation was. I envied all that coolness, all that acceptance, all that third-party love, as everybody was just...
Third-party love.
Yeah, man, and then we over here starving over Nintendo, so I had to fall in love with the first-party IPs because that's all we had, and rare. But then, man, the 360 came out. And I saw Gears of War at E3, and I said, you know what, bruh, I'm sorry, but I know Zelda Twilight Princess is looking dope, and the Wii is dope. But I think I'm getting both of these. So my brother stayed up in the line for me when I was working at P&G. My brother stayed in the line for me at what was it? Was it Target? Yeah, he stayed in the line for me at Target. I came and stood in line. Then I bought the Xbox 360. Was easy to get. It wasn't hard to get the Xbox 360. I bought the Xbox 360 the year after, and when that Gears came out, I had both of them. From that point on, my this only Nintendo started to melt. Then I bought a PlayStation 3 when Uncharted came out, and I told y'all Uncharted 2 was my favorite game, still one of my favorite games of all time. The PlayStation 3, I enjoyed the PlayStation 3 more than the Wii. Then the Wii U came out, and from that point on, I was a multi-console owner. I could no longer pretend that I was just a Nintendo guy. Now, on this channel, I primarily talk Nintendo. But I was playing all them systems. I had them all. Then when I started showing, I got them all. I enjoy them all, and I started to see there's no point of fussing and fighting over this plastic. I like games. Nintendo just happened to be...
I like games.
Right,
they just happen to have the games that you like the most.
Right, the most. So, yep. I don't get I used to be that guy. But looking back on it, I don't get why I was ever that guy. I didn't pay for it. It wasn't my money. But you know really what it is? Like Tiger King said, you need somebody to validate what you like to make you feel good about what you bought.
That's a really good point, man.
What's happening, fellas? What's up, First Name Base? It's been a minute since I heard your name in the chat room, bro. Welcome to the show.
That. What's up, First Name Basis?
Trying to give you a claps. My stuff acting up, but yeah, here you go. Welcome to the show. But yeah, man, why do you have to spend all day posting on Twitter, posting on YouTube, wherever you trying to dog the system that you don't have. Like, why are we still doing that in 2021?
It's funny because some of them secretly do have it, but they still hating on it.
Right.
I found that out too on a couple of people.
I told you that them dudes had that.
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true.
Told you
they
them
had
dudes
it.
Playing that
still
stuff.
hating on it.
Still hating on it. We had it the whole time, and forget that they act like they didn't have it until they make a video years later talking about when I was playing. Well, back then you said you didn't have it at all. Never touch an Xbox. Never touch a PlayStation. Never touch a PC. Never touch a Nintendo. Now y'all got it all. And it's like, bruh, stop, man. Stop with this. It's pointless.
But
I'll say this
it's
real
the same
quick.
thing with music, though. It's
I'll
the
say
same
this
thing
real quick.
with music.
Let me say
Go
this real
ahead,
quick,
go
and
ahead.
then you can
Go ahead.
you said music. Hold that thought. I
Yeah,
like
go ahead.
how Phil Spencer responded to, I don't know if you posted it or Keith posted
Oh
it.
yeah.
What did he say? Like, if they were trying to clown him on something, he said, well, enjoy the plastic. Basically, enjoy your plastic.
He said the best system is whatever you play your games on.
Right.
That's the best system.
Basically,
because they were trying to get him to say Xbox is the best or whatever, and he said, well, actually, the best system is whatever you play your games on.
Right. So if you playing on the Switch, then and that's what you got, then that's the best system.
That's the best system.
Right.
Yeah.
So what you said music. Go ahead. You was making a point.
Yeah. The validation piece is the same thing with music, right? That you have to listen. Like for most people, you have to listen to what's popular. So you need that music to be popular to validate that the music is actually good. And a lot of days, and especially the music now is terrible, but a lot of people listen to it. And so people take the fact that since a lot of people listen to it, that means it's actually good. And so you have that misnomer too, and it pops his head in music is that need of acceptance. So I need people to think it's popular, so that they can identify that it is being good. And it's just stupid, man. If you like certain songs or you like certain stuff, and you don't, I don't need. And that's one thing that I've learned, because I used to be a bigger Sony head than I am now, until I started to. I don't know if it was the original Xbox. I got the original Xbox. Somebody gave me the original Xbox. Somebody gave it to me because I wasn't gonna touch it. I was like, I'm not touching that. I'm not playing that. I'm not original Xbox. I'm not playing that. I was PlayStation 2 for life, cuz. And someone gave me the original Xbox, and then I modded the original Xbox, and I'm like, oh snap! This is my PlayStation can't do this. Well, not as easy. You can't do this. I'm like, oh man, it's actually some pretty good games over here. I'm like, what was I doing all that hating for? I'm having fun with my Xbox. I took my little Xbox to college and my little modded Xbox, and I had a blast with it. And then it was Mass Effect. Mass Effect was the reason why I got an Xbox 360. This was solely to play Mass Effect. I didn't care what system it was on. Like, if it was on Xbox, well, I guess I'm getting an Xbox. It was just to play Mass Effect. So yeah, I lost that kind of fight for my plastic thing a little earlier, man, because I was like, I just want to play the game. It was just about playing Mass Effect. I didn't care if it was an Xbox or a Nintendo. I didn't care what system it was. I just wanted to play Mass Effect, and that was it. That was my entire sole reason for buying an Xbox 360.
I was going to say to Tiger King, you're right. People do love to go back and forth. That's why me, K-Bum, and Keith, and all of us jump on the podcast. We going back and forth over all this stuff. So I can go back and forth with you over. Okay, I'm the Nintendo guy. K-Bum is the Sony guy, right? I'm the resident. Me and Keith. Keith would probably be the Nintendo guys on the cast. K-Bum is the Sony guy. D2K, when he was here, was basically wherever D2K was playing at the time. And then Jedi Knight was the retro gaming Nintendo guy, but he was also PC and all the other stuff. So but we have our preferences, so we can go back and forth. But I'm talking about the stage to where you literally have to dang near still hate. Like, you hate the PlayStation.
Hate
Sony. You hate my why? What has Sony did to you to make you hate them? What has Microsoft did to you personally to make you hate what they stand for? What has Nintendo done to you to make you hate what they? Now one of these people, they don't even know you. You are not. You are just a number and some Ben Franklins and some George Washingtons. That's all you is to them. So why spend? We can go back and forth. You can bring up all the stuff, but it's the way you doing it. It's like, and you need affirmation with it. It's like, bro,
point,
what is the deal? Like, what is the deal? Okay, you're right, bro. You're right. Okay, is that gonna make you feel better to get past and just enjoy your plastic, man?
It does, though. It made them feel good, man, when they can destroy you can just look at our political system right now to see how people choose a side and fight for that side, no matter if they're right or wrong. You see that in our political, like that's how people are now. And I find it disgusting, to be honest with you, because if something wrong, my pastor says this. My pastor says wrong is wrong, even if everybody does it, right? And so I can disagree with something, even if I love that thing, I can still disagree it because wrong is wrong, no matter who does it. Even if it's somebody that I like, if they're doing wrong, it's still wrong.
I like how my father, before he passed and pastor at the time, he said, "There's no right way to do wrong." I just love when you say that. There's one
That's
thing
a good
true.
one.
There is no right way to do wrong.
I like that.
Yeah, it was dope, man.
Your dad was a wise man. I like that.
But no, man, go on finish your thought though.
No, that was it, man. I just is people enjoy, and I think a piece of it, Level. To be honest with you, I think a piece of it is social media.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you another piece. I thought you was going to say it, but I'm gonna tell you another piece. What's going on?
Okay, let me get the piece. I think it's social media because it makes it very easy, to have people to what I call it is an echo chamber, right? Mm-hmm. All you do, you go follow a bunch of Nintendo people or Sony people, whatever your console you like. You follow a bunch of Sony people, and then everyone in your circle hates on Nintendo and Xbox. And all you hear is people who think like you and hate on Nintendo and Xbox. And so what it does is builds your love for Sony and builds your hate for others, because the only people you hear are the people who just hate on Nintendo and Sony. Nintendo and Xbox, whatever. And so, and you build this cloud around you, and now you believe everyone's right because that's all you hear, and you create this echo chamber, which just echoes falseness to you, but you think it's right because that's all you hear. So, yeah. That's why I say social media is a problem.
That was definitely a problem here on YouTube. But I'm gonna take you a step farther, K-Bum. I thought this is what you was finna say.
Yeah, go ahead.
The truth is, the reason they hate so much on the other piece of plastic is because they're not truly satisfied with theirs.
Ooh.
That's what they hate.
Let that thing preach.
Let that marinate. I'm gonna tell you something, right? Let's pull the wool off of this thing. Let's expose the hand of the enemy where it lies. I'm gonna go to church on y'all for a second. I almost started preaching. I had to hold myself back. I almost said some real churchy stuff on y'all. Let's expose the hand of the enemy. Anyway, the truth is, when I was the loving Nintendo guy, you want to know the real reality? I was not satisfied, and I wanted to be satisfied with the plastic I bought at the same level I thought I saw everybody else was being satisfied with the PlayStation or the Xbox. I wasn't finding that full fulfillment in the Wii, in the GameCube, in the Wii U. So I had to exaggerate when I did found fulfillment. I had to make that so grand to compensate for all the lack of fulfillment I was getting, where I saw it over there. I saw Street Fighter. I was a Street Fighter nut, but I can't play Street Fighter because Nintendo didn't get Street Fighters. So I can't play Street Fighters. I can't play Tekken. I can't play Madden. I can't play all these games that I wanted to play, but I'm the Nintendo guy, so I gotta make Mario even grander than what it actually was. Even though it's a grand game, I had to make it even more grander to compensate for my lack of fulfillment. So the real problem is they're not satisfied with what they're playing, so they are frustrated that others are enjoying what they are playing because they chose to buy their piece of plastic for whatever reason they chose to buy it. Whether they bought it because they wanted Ratchet and Clank, or they bought it because they were so infatuated by Game Pass and they saw all the benefits that was there. They bought the plastic that they bought, but then PlayStation 5s get Ratchet and Clank that's pushing next-gen visuals, and the game looks amazing, and you don't see nothing like that on the Xbox, so you got to overcompensate for what's actually there on the Xbox, or vice versa. PlayStation 5 doesn't have Game Pass, and Game Pass is cool, so you got to make the PSN and the free games some kind of way, and they're backwards compatible. You got to make that be all grandiose when it doesn't live up to what the other group has. It's really lack of fulfillment with the plastic that you got. That's did I break it down good enough for you guys?
You let that thing preach, brother.
All right, so that's what you're seeing. So when I'm saying enjoy your plastic, you bought that plastic. If you're not enjoying that plastic, or you're not getting full fulfillment out of that plastic, don't hide that reality. If you own a PlayStation 5, come out the woodworks. Come out. Reveal that you are playing Ratchet and Clank behind the scene. Reveal that you are playing Game Pass and you act like you a Sony guy, or you act like you a Nintendo guy, and you really been playing the PC, and you really been playing all these systems the whole time because you're not getting full fulfillment on one piece of hardware. Facts. You're not. Xbox is not going to fulfill everything you want. PlayStation is not going to fulfill everything you want, and neither will Nintendo. And guess what, PC elitists? Neither will the PC. That's why I'll be laughing at the Hard Eights and all these other people that one moment they're PC elitists, then the next thing you know they done with PC. Why? Because you don't get fulfillment, total fulfillment from none of these companies. They all going to scratch your itch in some capacity or another. So the best thing is to do is to buy what you can afford right now and enjoy it. And then once you see something else you want, don't be a fool and trade in what you got because you're just wasting your money. Keep what you got and go buy the other system and enjoy both of them. The doors of the church is now open. Thank you. Thank you for that. Anyone that want to give their life to the Lord, anyone want to confess their sins, come on to the front.
Do so now.
So that's what it is, man. That's what it is, man.
Hey, you can let that thing marinate. I have no other rebuttal to add to that. You nailed that right on the head, man.
Thank you, First Name Basis. That was right on time. And the church says, "Amen." All right, so he said, "LA said, amen." All right, bro.
Yeah, he said, amen.
So
that's funny.
Enjoy your plastic, people. Right. Enjoy what you bought. There's a lot there to enjoy. There's a lot on the Xbox to enjoy. There's a lot on the PlayStation to enjoy. There's a lot on the Switch, a whole lot on the Switch to enjoy. Enjoy it. And then when you get it ain't doing what you want, go buy another system and enjoy what they have to offer into your system. The system that you bought first, get some more to enjoy. That's why I don't own one system anymore. Because one moment I be, like right now, I'm Sony 5 all day. I'm going to be back on the Switch. Watch.
Yep.
Soon as Breath of the Wild 2 hit, the PlayStation going to get some dust. So
gonna be dust.
And then if Microsoft down the road, I might actually, I don't know if I'm gonna get an Xbox Series X. I'm waiting for a game. I need something to compel me to get it. But
I need something. If Halo really comes out and be dope, I do miss playing Halo online. That was That was when I fell in love with the Xbox. Is playing Halo in the dorm. Four people in one room, four people in the room right next to you, and you're yelling at each other, playing the online shooter. You're playing online, yelling at each other, talking smack before football practice. That is when I was like, man, this Xbox is dope.
Yeah,
Was playing Halo. Yep, and I used to
man.
find a friend, go to his room because I didn't have one, and used to play his Halo. Yep.
Bro, I remember. I'm finna go way back, bro. I remember when the Vander Holyfield that boxing game came out on the Genesis. I had a Nintendo, the regular Nintendo.
Greatest with the heavyweights.
I remember.
Like
I just remember the commercial with Evander Holyfield box, and I've sat there, bro. You talking about envious, bro? I'm talking about. Like as a child, I'm like, why is that system? And I knew it because I knew I was not finna get it. I wasn't finna convince Pops just bought us the Nintendo. He not finna go out and buy us the Genesis. So I ain't even bothered to fix my lips to ask for it. So you know what I did? I act like it wasn't good. It ain't nothing. I'm a Nintendo guy. I'm waiting for then also you start hearing about the Super NES, and I started building my mind around. Yeah, I'm gonna get the Super NES. Boy, I used to go with my cousin house. They had the Sega. My cousin them had the Sega, and they had Sonic 2, and they had some Eternals. What's that game? It was a fighting game on the Sega. Eternal Champions. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, I think it's
Eternal Champions. Man, I used to sit there and play that game like I don't even want to see my Nintendo. That's how bad it was. I don't even want to see my Nintendo. But I go home and after playing Sonic and turn on Mario and be like, this is not what it do until Super. And I'm going to tell you this. Even when Super Mario World came out, there was still a cool factor about Sonic that Mario did not have. Yeah. I'm sorry. And as much as I enjoyed Super Mario World, it was a way better game than Sonic ever could wish itself to be. For a child, that coolness meant something.
It meant something.
It meant something, and as dope as that game was, it was still not as cool as Sonic was. So, that's some childish stuff, man. You got to grow out of that stuff. Enjoy your plastic, man. But with that being said, any other thing you want to discuss, or are we done for the night?
That's good, man. It's funny because I got mad of, I forget what Madden it was, but it was a Madden that was better on the Super NES. I remember because that was when 98? Madden had.
Is that 98?
No, not 98. No. Okay. It wasn't 98. But I know it was better because you used to be able to work out your player. Like when you create a player, you got to do drills.
Oh, okay.
Right. And I remember looking at a magazine and I saw the graphics for the Super Nintendo and how realistic it looked. And I looked at the Sega. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, they got us, man. Dang, man. I got them Gary Super Nintendo, the better graphics with it. Whatever. I'm enjoy what I got. Whatever, man. Forget that crap. But I remember that, man. I was mad. I was mad that my workout mode on my little training little montage didn't look like it did on the Super Nintendo because it was fly.
Yeah. But like I said, man, we at a stage that all this stuff looks good. There's something to be enjoyed everywhere, and
that's true.
I at this point, I ain't saying we gonna always talk about stupid stuff we think Sony does, or stupid stuff we think Nintendo is doing, and stupid stuff we think Microsoft is doing. There's nothing wrong with talking about it, but then when you act like you got a personal vendetta,
yes,
that's where I'm like, I gotta pull back. Like, bruh, what is this? Like, you act like Sony came to your doorstep and left poop on your steps and ran off. You act like Microsoft came and took your girl from you or something. What's going on with you, man? Man, they was over there talking to Microsoft. They don't know
talking
y'all.
To your girl. They're talking to my girl.
Yeah, they don't know y'all, man. Enjoy y'all plastic, dude. It ain't that serious, man. So, with that being said, man, I think we have exhausted the cast for the night. Wish Keith could have joined us, but I think we had a good show tonight. Thank all you guys for for jumping on.
Appreciate it. Yes. Yes, sir. The 4th, I believe, August 4th, I believe, is what that day is. Yeah. For sure. Nah, man, I'm good, man. Have fun. That's good enough. Deuces.